Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my J Bird. And I got this game and another game and a presentation with my E3D3 J Bird theory. And and just to quickly say something about the E3D3, sometimes you got to go uh, E4 or D5 to perform the theory. It's just not always E3D3 like this one here. So let's get down to it, and we're going to show you a little bit of balance on this game, and let's get to it right away. I'm in white. It's called Knights Waiting Reversed in the Tower to bot 2735, game 55. Yes, I did use the arrows, and let's go. D4, F6. Now I have to push my plan already, what my plan is, and then this pawn's going to come here, and we're going to perform the opening. After F6, F3, G6, C3, D5, D2, and see, you take notice, we're reversing it. That's why it's a reverse, because the knight's jumping over here, and this knight's going to jump over here. After D2, G7, E3, and now the tower is going up. C6. Now, things could change. If pawns get aggressive, I'm just showing you a scenario, because the game could change any time. And also, the ELO factors will change too on every single move, like I said before, on a single move. After C6, E2. And there's your knights waiting. Reverse. Castles, H3, E5. And now that's a complete tower, C3. Knights waiting, reverse in the tower. And now we go. E8, G4, H5, G5, D7, H4. And I forgot to mention, this game did not turn out the way I wanted to do, exactly how I wanted to go. So, but we got a scenario with the balance, though. We can see more of a balance later on in this game. And after, well, even now, you could look at this. I got a pretty good balance here. But now, things could have went different if that pawn would have went up first. Then I would have to look at it, think about it, and things change on one move. It's unbelievable. And I got a game coming up here soon, after all this presentation, to show you something. After H4, B6, G1, I go back. Yes, I did weaken the structure. That's true. I had some ideas. I really had some ideas over here, and now it ain't going to work. After G1, takes D4, takes D4. But you hold the structure this way. F5, B3, B4, E2, E7, 90 up, F3, C2. But you'll see how this knight comes all the way back around again. After C2, F1. Looks like, well, this don't look too good. Look at this. He's going to get a rook. You move your king. You're out of position. But he has nothing over here. There's nothing over here whatsoever. After F1, C4, E1. Oh, I bring the knight that way. Maybe I got the wrong knight, I'm thinking. Maybe it's the other knight that goes up. Let's see. This knight, after E1, takes A1, takes A1, E6, B3, B6, D3, G4, takes, I don't understand that one, takes G4, F4. Oh, that is the knight. It just keeps coming around, going to go back, and then still comes down. After F4, E4, G1, B1. Where's he trying to do? Takes D5, takes B2, E2. Can't do anything. Everything's defended. He's going to lose a knight. D3. Now we just trade all these pieces off. He's up the exchange, but after C3, takes C1, takes B1, takes E2, takes E2, A5, takes G4. Now, look at this. We'll say on this side of the board, I have perfect balance and strength. And take this side of the board. Maybe there's another way to look at this. if you add this up, and then with this, and then you add this side up with this, I mean, I have a stronger point over here, an edge, and maybe this could be. You see what I'm trying to get to here? I mean, how is before Y, H is before W. Let's go on. A4, D2, C5, C5 takes, C5 takes, and now I still hold the solid side and a good balance. This is not balanced. A3, E7, C4, B8, E4, B1. And what I'm trying to get at, it's true. In the opening, you can find your balance and get your balance, or you're going to lose your balance. It's key. Every single move in an opening, even, and how you attack. It got too aggressive, and I think that's why it lost. No balance. To B1, C5, C1, A4, takes A4. And then back here, you'd say, well, two knights and two rooks. That's like mixing oil and water. It's not going to, you got to, and that's what I'm thinking. That's why it did what it did and not stick around together like that, because it was knights. After A4, C1, F1, D7, A3, D3, B6, A1, G4, D1, F4, perfect harmony, solid balance, C1, A4, C3, C8, B4, A5, takes A5, check, C7, it goes this way. Obviously it didn't go that way because it must have seen something else or go up, and I'm no grandmaster or computer to figure things out like that, why it did that, but takes G6, now he can't take it. The piece, the rook's pinned him, G8, E7 check, he comes back. Now I take the pawn, A5, takes, E7, B3, check G1, F3, D1, D4, E8, F6. And his rooks ain't going to do him any good. Because now the pawn's unprotected, and I have more pawns, and he'd have to sacrifice, and it's not worth the sacrifice. After F6, D2, F5, F1, check, D6, E7, G2. What are you going to do? Takes F2, takes F2, takes D6, F5. And now you can see what's going to happen. D2, G3, E2, F3, H2, G3, H1, G4, G1, H5, H1, F3, G1, F4, B1, H6, B6, H7, C6, E4, C4, H5, C2, F6, E8, G7, C5, F5, C4, E5, D8, H6, C7, H7, F6, G6, takes H7, takes D5, E8, takes H7, takes G5, takes G5, and I didn't even listen to the arrows whatsoever after this. I finished the game the way I want to finish it. After D7, D5, E7, G6, E6, G5, F7, F5, E7, E5, F7, D7, you go in the back, E8, A7, D8, E6, E8, F6, D8, F7, C8, E7, B8, D7, C8, and that's game. Now, yeah, it's good to lead with the queen for the checkmate. I wouldn't say every time, like that one game I showed you in one of my past videos, but because I didn't lead with the queen, I used the queen as a rook, and I should have led with the queen, and I did. That 2200 game. Ah, and my time ran out because I was thinking of trying to do this. Now, right now, looking at this, Okay, he goes like that. Nothing. You don't have to change anything yet. Everything looks fine. Okay, I go here. No, he didn't push no pawns. He didn't do nothing. Things could have got drastically changed around here. And I'd have to see it go down for me to know if I should have done it or not. But I got it in. And then you got the tower up. And that's not the way I was thinking of something else. Because he did this like this. Let me go back a little bit. What I went here. Oh, he does that. Well, I could have took that pawn. Things could have went different. Then maybe run the knight. Then put this bishop over here, and started something else. Then, or yeah, I'd have to figure that out. That knight there, that goes up here. That knight over there, knight 67. I didn't do all that. I didn't go in. I tried something else. That's why it didn't go the way I wanted to go. You see what I'm saying? I went like this. I mean, I could have just took it, but then maybe he would have jumped his knight. I didn't do it that way. I passed and I went this way, figuring, okay, I'm going to try doing it this way and then come over. But it didn't work out that way. Obviously, you weakened yourself. And then I moved my pieces around. But like I said, the knight comes back. Okay, you go down to exchange. I don't understand what that was. And the game goes on, but he came down there with not enough. And now I got the full balance. Like I said, this side from this point over, look at how strong this is. And then from here over, look, well, even take that back. I had to move. All right, but you see what I'm saying? Okay. Let's leave it at that right now. I got too much other work to bring you too many other videos and games to get done. Thanks.